Preparing for Virginia Union.
Live. So you can hear us. Are you on mic? Okay. Got it.
Thanks, everybody.
Let us know when we're ready.
Starting an interview with Virginia Union University, their Women's Business Center.
Yes, and we are very excited to have you here with us today.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry. She said we haven't started yet.
You're fine. Don't mind us. This is just the other world. Just broaden the whole world.
I'm ready. Good morning, and thank you for joining Winning with WOW with the Women's Business Center of Richmond. Today, we have a phenomenal guest with us here at ESPN Richmond 106.1. We have JB Bryant. I keep getting ready to say Dr. JB Bryant. I know you're doing your PhD program, JB Bryant and JB Bryant Financial Group. And we're going to have a phenomenal discussion today, in our sessions where we talk with women who are doing their own thing. They're running their own businesses. You have been doing this for quite a bit of time, but you're getting ready to bless the audience that's going to be at the Women on Wealth Summit. That's taking place on the campus of Virginia Union University, Friday, October the 29th at 10 a.m. You don't want to miss this. She is going to share some wisdom and pearls, just like she's going to do on the radio station. So one of the things, JB, that I like to ask before we get started is that if our listeners and our viewers only have 5 minutes that they can take in what you're going to deliver in terms of pearls and wisdom and knowledge, what would you want them to walk away with as it relates to wealth building?
I would like them to walk away with answers to their questions. One of the things that are concerning for me is when I'm doing a workshop or doing a speech, it's very important for me to make sure that the people that are attending get what they came out of their office for. Yeah, why did you take this moment away from the office? What do you want to receive from this spending of your time? So if you're going to spend an hour with me, and I have all of these decades that I've been in business, what do you need to know? What have you always wanted to ask someone that has a business? What I want to share with you my keys to sustainability, how I have survived, how my business has gone through different economic environments, how I have built my customer base, how I have transitioned through a changing financial environment. Because I'm a financial advisor. First of all, I serve and financially empower people, but I'm also an entrepreneur. And I believe that because of financial empowerment and my emphasis in my work, because of my commitment to financial empowerment, it has kept me in business. I've had to restructure and recommit, but I would say, not just I'm not coming with my own mission. I'm coming with an open mind and open ears, and I want to hear what are the questions that women in business have. And if it's 20 questions, I'm going to answer 20. If it's 100, it's 100. But just know that I'm there to serve you.
Outstanding. Well, let me just take off my executive director hat and put on my CEO hat, because I am an entrepreneur. And let me ask you some questions that have been going through my mind. Specifically, we've just come through a very rocky road as it relates to our health in these United States and around the world with the pandemic, particularly the impact that it has had in the economic system of the United States. And when we think about women entrepreneurs, women started the most business over the last 10 years. Women have gone into entrepreneurship more so than any other gender. and we were probably more negatively impacted than any of the other folks. So when I think about my own business, I happened to be in an area that was important at that time. I was in supply chain management, dealing with medical products and things of that nature. I had relationships internationally, so I was able to do well as a consultant in that particular arrangement. But how do you build in resiliency into your program? You talked about sustainability. The challenge is we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
But can you talk a little bit about resiliency and how you incorporate that into your business plan and operation?
And when you refer to resiliency, you mean like how do you come back from bad things that happen as a business owner?
How do you minimize and or mitigate the macroeconomic issues that are going on in the world so that your micro world...
Do you understand that we entrepreneurs don't talk like that? Look, I know, but you're a scholar. Definitely, that is a scholar question. Good God. I was like, can you bring it down so I can help somebody? Look, because I was like, I can't even get the help.
Let me see if I can
help me. Yeah, let make it look, bring it. I don't know.
There are some businesses that no longer exist.
Okay.
Because their ability to pivot was either hindered because of their lack of flexibility or lack of preparation.
Okay.
So in my scenario, I felt like I was able to pivot, but it wasn't anything I did. It's just that I happened to be in a field or have knowledge and relationships in healthcare, which was driving.
That's right.
People needed booties, they needed gloves, they needed gowns, and I had to connect.
Beautiful.
So how do you build in? And when I say resiliency, I'm saying I might drop down, my revenue might slow down, I might even lose a little bit of money, but I'm not going to be out of business. How do you think that through in anticipation that it may not be COVID, but it might be something else in the future?
Exactly. And you just survive, that from a micro and a macro and all of the different economic points of view, from an Afro economics point of view, we have to make a commitment to survival. We have to make it through. And the way that I made it through was keeping my money lean and mean, being committed to being there every day for my customer, making sure that I'm accountable, that I am in business. I believe that the first thing that we have to do is show up every day. And I have been through 9/11. I have been through the Great Recession. I started my business in the 90s. I have seen every different type of economic environment and now surviving and thriving through a pandemic. So when I think about resiliency, I think about how do you face tribulation as a business owner and how do you continue to go through? I know that it was never an option for me to give up. That was my key to resilience, along with my committed and growing relationship with God. But I definitely believe that we have to have a strong commitment to our purpose here is to provide this service to our customers. So I am so thankful that I have relationships, with my clients. And I know that I have to be there with them through these changes that happen to us. And a lot of times unexpectedly. My birthday was on March 10th, and on March 11th, they were talking about a pandemic. I was thinking about, taking a trip and nothing happened. You know what I mean? I was like, I've got to be here for my clients. In my opinion, the PPP doesn't exist. My thing is about avoiding owing anybody anything. And what I leverage is my commitment to customer service. If something has to be financed, then it is something that is definitely for an asset that's going to produce even more income down the road. But I will minimize every expense at my own expense in order to make sure that my clients get what they deserve. It flows through everything. So key to resilience is a huge commitment to customer service and a commitment to this is where you're supposed to be. Once you decide that this business is what you're supposed to be doing, you're not going to quit and and go take a job because it got a little tough. Do you know how many times I got job offers from different financial service companies over this 26-year period, and 6-digit bonus offers just to leave my own firm? I've never doubted that this is what God wants me to do. And that's that's the resilience. Yes.
What I hear you saying is that it's
Mhm.
not just a job, it's not just a company, it's not just being in the leadership seat, that it has a lot to do with the call that you find within yourself of walking in your purpose. You
Amen.
touched on something that
Amen.
I think is important for our listeners and our viewers to know and understand, because you've delivered a product, you created some intellectual property. And as I mentioned, the impact that the pandemic has had on, women entrepreneurs, I can't shy away from the fact that that was multiple times over a negative impact on Black and brown people in the space of entrepreneurship, whether they owned their own beauty salon, whether they had, car washes or whatever, and people wasn't going anywhere, and the revenue started to dwindle away. But that impact is significant. But you talked about Afroeconomics, and I believe that's a product that you have created and you deliver within your service. Can you tell us what is made up, or what is Afroeconomics about?
Afroeconomics is a lifestyle. It is a commitment to wealth development. And it starts with your legacy and your commitment to generational wealth and how you're going to pass on. It goes on to knowledge and expanding your information, organization, even credit, confidence, determination, and entrepreneurship, the seventh principle of Afroeconomics. And I finish it off with the 10th principle of your health and your wealth. It is a lifestyle, and it is, I guess I really should say that my resiliency has come from the commitment to the 10 principles of Afroeconomics. I mean, even if you don't have your own business, the commitment to an entrepreneurship mindset will help you as an employee. Everybody shouldn't be an employer, but everybody should be committed to a work ethic that entrepreneurs have to have. People want enterprising people on their team now. So entrepreneurship is good, but everybody shouldn't be an entrepreneur. Everybody's not ready to make the sacrifice to put the best interest of the customer first. And if you're not ready to do that, they do not need to be an entrepreneur. You don't, because you represent me. And if you're not willing to sacrifice, you're harming me. Everybody Black in business has an accountability factor to other people Black in business. So my first responsibility is to make sure that I represent you well. And that is the resiliency, knowing that your whole purpose is bigger than you. That's the entrepreneur. But an enterprising professional will say, I will help make your dream a reality because I believe in what you're providing to the community. Social commitment to social responsibility and positive corporate change is powerful. And we can't do that without good people believing in the purpose behind our business. So I believe in those who are believing in Afroeconomics and helping me serve my customer. And we have to have employers that truly make sure that their people, their employees are taken care of along with their customers.
Oh, that is music to my ears, because I think about what type of ecosystem that sets up. And I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about ecosystem building. And I'm sure that in the aspects of your business and your world, when you talk about this particular economic approach and solution, it involves building economic assets. It involves working collaboratively and doing business with other people, such that the dollar isn't just in your hand and out of your hand. But I'm curious if you can speak to the ecosystem aspect of what is available and what is yet to be developed to strengthen the way that your business and businesses like yours can have a positive impact on communities?
And I serve the community. That's how I have a commitment to positive social and economic and creating an ecosystem, an economic system that is making the entire world a better place. I'm committed to service, compassionate leadership. And through that, I do free workshops for entrepreneurs every Friday. And I just give them a chance to have an opportunity that I never got. So I never want a person to say, I can't find a mentor when Afroeconomics has a free membership level and you can participate in the sessions. So I call it no excuse because it is no excuse. Now, there are people who need that next step and they sign up for full membership, or there's people that do investing, but there's no excuse. So I wanted to make sure that when I look at the ecosystem of the world, that my company is making a positive contribution to it. So you have to do that change that you want to see. Because I was constantly like, we need to do more stuff to encourage businesses. And I would say that I do focus a lot on our Black men as entrepreneurs, because our women do have organizations like yours who do focus on Black women entrepreneurs, but you don't see any public entities, supporting a Black man entrepreneurship program. Even I guess it's because it's believed that we have more Black men that are entrepreneurs, but the Black woman entrepreneur needs the support of the Black man entrepreneur. So Afroeconomics does give me an opportunity to create a collaboration, an ecosystem that supports Black men and Black women entrepreneurs in our Afroeconomics Business Network on Fridays. And I truly believe it has helped a lot of people.
Well, shout out to you for giving back to the community. The Women's Business Center Richmond is so excited to have this opportunity on our WOW radio broadcast here at ESPN Richmond 106.1, because this is our way of giving back, bringing in information and individuals who your passion just comes right through in everything that you're saying, because that means you believe in it, you're being authentic. And then in that sharing that you're saying, hey, I am an entrepreneur, but I realize that there are some people who need this information. I'm going to reduce all the barriers. The only thing you have to do is be able to dial in or log in or however. Tell us a little bit about how people get connected to your Friday workshop that is free.
Just go to afroeconomics.com and click on the events calendar, or subscribe, or click on the membership information, and you'll see the free offer right there. And the events calendar will show you all of the events. Like tomorrow night, I'm doing a session on focusing on what you want. In addition to, most of my workshops are about the stock market and the investing in things, but I also enjoy when we have a discussion about, if you want your investments to go well, you need to have a certain amount of discipline. You have to have a certain amount of time that you spend thinking about what you're trying to accomplish. So when things aren't going exactly your way over the short term, you'll continue to maintain a long-term view. And I remember there's a study when they studied children that were good at delayed gratification versus children that weren't good at delayed gratification. And the children who had to have everything right now grew up to not be the bigger achievers. So, but I believe that throughout our life, we can always grow. Like, you may not really understand how important it is to allow things to grow over time. And that's why we might see a lot of people starting business and stopping business, starting business, stopping business. But that discipline, that delayed gratification, that, like, now I put 99% of my money back into my business. I remember early on when I thought that it was important to have the luxury cars and all these expensive things, but I was wasting my assets. Because of changing that mentality, I was able to self-publish 4 books. I was able to have all of these workshops. I'm able to have the free membership, and I'm committed to living, walking like I talk. If I'm telling you that we need to be smart with our money, I'm not going to be focusing on showing off when I have additional services and additional, like I spend thousands on just cybersecurity for my firm to make sure that my clients' information is protected. Unbelievable amounts of money. But that's because I said I'm going to redirect and focus on my asset, not on what I look like, how you see me drive up. It's so much bigger than that. And that will help save our businesses. That will keep us resilient, because you can't have a whole bunch of bills and think that you're going to go through economic changes. No.
Well, what I like about what you said is, and it's a personal challenge for me right now because I'm on a restricted diet, and I'm going through, and it's a part of this mindset of getting closer to my Creator.
Amen.
And I was thinking about the list of things that I'm seeking God for during this process. And he just 3 days into it, he told me the only thing you need to seek me for is the strength to be obedient.
Yes, indeed.
And he talked about, and then the next day he hit me with, and in that, self-control. They go hand in hand. And now you're talking about delayed gratification, which requires self-control. So this is giving us a lot to chew on. I'm excited as you prepare to launch into Friday. And I wonder if there's, you mentioned afroeconomics.com. If people want to get in contact with you as it relates to the asset management and financial advising stuff that you do, how would they reach you, whether it's your website, your socials, or things of that nature?
Definitely call me 1-844-JB Bryan, 1-844-JB Bryan. Go Google JB Bryan, no T, JBBRYAN.com, afroeconomics.com, one word. You cannot not get to me. All you have to do is want to. No excuse, indeed. No excuses. I'm going to tell you, I wanted to share, Doc, that when I woke up on Sunday, I always do a Sunday financial called Sunday at Sunrise, and it's about bringing God into your financial situation and financial decisions. And this Sunday, I woke up. I always wake up every day at around 4:30. I've been waking up earlier than that. So this particular Sunday, I woke up at 4:22. And I said, 4:22, I wonder what that means. So I went and I did a Google search, and Mark 4:22, and I think it's the book of Mark, but Mark 4:22 said that what is done in the dark shall come to the light, which I believe is in alignment with what you said about discipline. See, like we think that, if nobody sees you not have discipline, then it's not really lack of discipline. But what we do when others are not watching is more important than what we do when people are watching.
Okay, well, we're going to have to fully unpack that on Friday because our time is about to come to an end. This has been so phenomenal. It feels like the time just sped up. But again, we are excited that you're here. I'm Dr. Davey, your host at ESPN Richmond 106.1. We have been having a fabulous time with JB Bryan, no T on the end. And we're looking forward to seeing you on Friday on the campus of Virginia Union University for the Women on Wealth Summit.
Yes. Have a great day. Indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.